Egan has been using BIM tools for many years now, and as we're always trying to be on the cutting edge of technology, we came across BIM 360 Field.
A great example of the use of BIM 360 Field in a recent project was our cold water project, which is a peaking power generation plant.
On the cold water peaking plant project, we're able to use Autodesk products from the very beginning. So we started off with the fabrication products. And by doing that, we're able to model up the entire system and break that up into individual spool drawings, which were then released to the fabrication department.
In the fabrication shop, we're fabricating many projects at one time, each that have multiple pieces to those projects moving throughout every one of our process steps. Before BIM 360 Field, it was very difficult to track all of those components and how they moved and flowed through the fabrication process. With BIM 360 Field, we're able to track each spool to each project and know and pull out real-time reporting. We check each document in by scanning the QR code. After it leaves the CAD group, it moves out to the floor and we know exactly what spools are on the floor at what time. Fittings and pipe is gathered together, then goes through the tacking process, through the welding process. Each stage of that is captured with BIM 360 Field. We use that record to verify that each quality component has been met. So each individual in the process step is signing off in a portion of the drawing. Once we pass through that final stage, we're free to load it upon the truck and ship to the site.
We have a model that's tied into the tracking. We're able to see a visual representation through the actual model. We can color code the statuses. We can very easily show foremen, owners, engineers exactly what our intent is, exactly how we plan on fabricating or shipping and delivering spools to the job site.
Managing change orders with BIM 360 Field becomes easier because we now have real-time documentation that we can show translucent to the customer. Fabrication is pre-planning. When we pre-plan, we build these components early on in a project. So it's understandable that if we stop a process halfway through, there is a cost impact. This is the documentation to back it up.
If we don't track these things and really monitor every single piece and component very carefully, we don't find those issues until the end of the project.
Travis Rhodes, our project superintendent at the cold water project, was able to use some of the real-time reporting from BIM 360 Field. He could get real-time tracking when spools were going to arrive. He was able to make priority lists and dictate exactly what things needed to be constructed first to fit his construction schedule.
And also having the model there when we received the spools helped us identify what we were looking at, catching any problems, any miscalculations before the spools were installed and saving us time on the front end.
Which puts all of this technology, again, into the hands of the guys out in the field. That's been a very big advantage of this. You know, before it's been a great tool for engineers and the pre-planning phase, but now it's been a tremendous tool for the actual construction phase in regards to visualization. So they're not just looking at a 2D print, they're actually seeing a 3D model.
BIM 360 Field was very beneficial for our installation, using the model to get a clear visual representation of what we were going to build, and the ability to click on a spool, get an exact dimension, and also seeing all the related piping next to it really helped the guys to get a big picture of what we were trying to build.
When we first brought out BIM 360 Field and iPads onto the shop floor, the first response was, of course, that it's something we're asking everybody to do more. Now it's such a great communication tool, they recognize that it's actually less. So they've eliminated the paperwork and some of the cumbersome things that nobody really likes doing anyway.
I was a little apprehensive when we first started using BIM 360 Field, but I found in a really short time I was able to get an idea of what I was doing on it, and it became a very helpful tool for me. I actually really enjoyed doing it, and I want to use it again on another job.
We're also using BIM 360 Field in the Issues module to track all of our RFIs. And the beauty of that is that all the documents associated with that RFI are already within the system. So we're able to attach those documents to RFIs. We can send it out. It'll show the date that it was sent, how many days these issues and RFIs are taking to get resolved. We can use the model, make markups on it. We can take photos of any kind of issues in the field. Because it's a cloud-based system, the RFIs that are created go back up to the cloud, and from that, we're able to keep everything current. So if there's any kind of document change in regards to contract drawings, we can change it one time through 360 Field, and then all that updated information gets sent out to all the iPads after they're synced out in the field. And that's why we've really embraced the technology. We're excited with how far we've come. We're even more excited about where the technology is going and how much more we can capitalize on the direction that we are moving with Autodesk.